Welcome back to Lamoda Academy, Indonesia. You're here with me, Gayu, and Lizzie. Let's continue with today's lesson.
In the previous session, we discussed the formula calculations using sample measurements. Now, let's move on to the practical stage. In this tutorial, we'll draft a basic bodice pattern using the Indonesian system at a 1-to-4 scale. I'll guide you step by step, based on the formula calculations we've already learned. First, I'll explain the workflow in a simple way so you understand the process before we draft using actual body measurements in the next tutorial. We'll begin by drafting the front bodice pattern using the Indonesian system. First, draw one straight vertical line along the side of the paper. Please note the difference here. In the simple and dressmaking systems, patterns are drafted from top to bottom. In the Indonesian system, patterns are drafted from the bottom to top, starting at the waist and moving upward toward the neckline. From the bottom of the vertical line, draw a horizontal line to the right. This intersection is point A. Determine point B. The distance from point A to point B is the front length. Measure upward from point A to locate point B. Next, locate point C. The distance from point B to point C is 1/6 of the neck circumference plus 2.5 centimeters. Measure upward and mark point C. From point C, draw a horizontal line to the right. From point C, locate point D. The distance from C to D is 1/6 of the neck circumference plus 0.5 centimeters. Measure to the right and mark point D. To shape the front neckline, draw a horizontal line from point B and a vertical line downward from point D. From the corner, draw a diagonal line toward point C. Divide it into 3 equal parts. Use the lowest third to form the neckline curve, connecting points B and D with a curved ruler. Now, we'll focus on the waist area, starting from point A. From point A, we'll determine the position of point E. To calculate the distance from point A to point E, take 1/4 of the bust line and then add 1 centimeter for slim or medium-sized individuals or 2 centimeters for a fuller body. This additional 1 or 2 centimeters ensures that the front pattern is slightly wider than the back pattern. Next, we will determine point G. Locate point G on the horizontal line from point C. The distance from C to G equals the distance from A to E. Connect point G to point E with a dashed line. From point E, measure upward to locate point F. This distance equals the side length. Determine point H. The distance from G to H is 1/3 of the shoulder length. From point H, draw a horizontal guideline to the left. From point D, draw a line equal to the shoulder length toward this guideline. The end point is point I. Extend the line until it intersects the guideline from G to E. This intersection is point J. From point D, measure a long line DJ, half of the shoulder length, minus 1 centimeter, to locate point K. From point J, measure back half of the shoulder length, plus 1 centimeter, to locate point L. For now, we'll leave this part as it is. We'll continue and refine it later after the waist dart has been fully constructed. Now, move to the waist area. From point A, measure 1/10 of the waist circumference to locate point M. Connect point M to point K. Extend the line upward by 0.5 centimeters to form point K prime. Draw a solid line from M through K prime to point D. From point M, measure upward along the dart line by the bust height. This point is point N. From point E, move inward 3 centimeters to locate point P. To find point O, calculate 1/4 of the waist circumference plus 1 to 2 centimeters depending on body shape, minus the distance from A to M. Use 2 centimeters for a fuller body and 1 centimeter for a slimmer or teenage body. Measure to the left from point P and mark point O. Connect point O to point N. The waist dart is now complete.
Now, let's continue with the shoulder dart construction that we left earlier. To form the shoulder dart, connect point N to point L and extend the line upward. Locate point L prime so that the distance from N to L prime equals the distance from N to K prime. Connect point L prime to J. From point B, measure downward 4 centimeters to locate point Q. Draw a horizontal guideline to the right until it meets line NK prime. This intersection is point R. Transfer the distance from N to R to locate point S on the other dart leg. From point S, draw a horizontal guideline. To find point T, measure from point S half of the front width minus the distance from Q to R. Connect point T to point J with a dashed line. At the midpoint, move inward 1 centimeter. Shape the armhole curve from J to T, then continue to point F. Finally, connect point F to point P to form the side seam. This completes the front bodice pattern using the Indonesian system. In the next video, we'll continue with the back bodice pattern. That wraps up this topic. Thank you for learning with me and Lizzie at Lamoda Academy, Indonesia. We'll continue in the next video. See you in the next lesson.